Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kaviviritam Kalmasapaham Shravana Mangalam Sri Madatatam Bhuvi Krinanti Ye Bhurita Janaha. Your stories, which is like nectar, is the very life force for the living beings burning in the fire of the world. It destroys sin. Mere listening to your exploits brings about the well-being of the living beings. That's why those who know the truth have described your exploits to be the greatest. Those on earth who sing the glories of your exploits have certainly done a lot of charity in their previous births. It is owing to the result of that meritorious action that they have developed taste for singing the glories of your sports. Om peace, peace, peace. Good evening. I am happy to be present with the nectar-like words of God as described in the aphorisms of Narada's Bhakti Sutra. So, we have been reading the description, definition, its characteristic of the Bhakti by Naradji. We completed 17th during our last discourse. So, just to recapitulate, what was 17th aphorism? Narada was describing what the other acharyas have said about devotion. Narada is speaking to us, but he is quoting what is the opinion of the other teachers, acharyas of bhakti, devotion. So, about the nature of the characteristic of the definition of the bhakti. So he was telling, Tal lakshanani vachyante nanamato vedat. What is this supreme devotion to God? Different acharyas have said different things. It is not bad. We get a fair, good idea from different acharyas, from different angles it is described. So, different teachers give their accounts, definitions of devotion, and Narada was just telling that. According to Vyasa, bhakti means attraction to worship, etc. Pujadishu anuraga iti parasarja. This is bhakti. What is that? We are all fond of devotees, doing some puja, worship, japa, meditation, some chanting of the mantras. That is, according to Vyasdev, that is bhakti. Kathadishu iti garga. According to Garga, another teacher, Garga Muni, bhakti is the attraction for stories of God's play as incarnations. In the Bhagavata, we find the stories of the God incarnate in different incarnations. The divine sports, I have just chanted that mantra, Tava Kathamritam, it is for Bhagavatam. Those who sing your glories or those who listen to it, your stories, which is like nectar, is the very life force for those who are living in this world but always burning. And who amongst us can say, no, we are very happy, we don't have any misery, no suffering, no problem at all. No one in this world can say that if he or she is not established really in God and God itself, God Himself. Then only, even though there is suffering, there is miseries, but their mind is undisturbed, unperturbed. They are not attached to that. Otherwise, everyone in this world. So, if somebody listen to your stories, those are like nectar, and they get, it destroys sins. Mere listening to your exploits brings about the well-being of the living beings who are burning in this world. That is why those who know, those who have tested, rishis, munis, they have said, yes, this divine sports, lila, it is really very soothing to the minds of the suffering people, and through that one can develop their devotion. And those who are very meritorious, did good things in previous lives, they only are interested in listening, in talking, in spreading this, your leelas, your divine play during divine incarnations. So that is the opinion of Kathadishu. Katha means this divine place. According to Gargo, attraction for the stories of God's exploitation in different incarnation, that is. So this also we have read, Narada is telling. Then Narada is telling, according to Shandilya, another acharya of devotion, Bhakti is devotion to God as one's self and renouncing everything prejudicial to the path of devotion. That is the 18th we will start today. So he was giving the opinion of different acharyas, teachers of devotion, that devotion is, this is also devotion, that is also devotion, this is also devotion. And during my last discourse I have just said that today time is not there. During the next class we will discuss what our master also said about this devotion when A.M., the recorder of the gospel, visited Sri Ramakrishna and asked how to love God, how to fix mind in God. Because the secret is that if you put your mind in the worldly things, worldly enjoyments, anything and everything which are so attracting, in the initial stage, in the beginning, it is so joyful, it gives us pleasure, we enjoy, but actually it will not finally bring lasting joy to you. It will bring a little bit of joy, but misery will come along with it, without your notice and knowing. And how to get out of this? Love God. We can love anything and everything in this world, but how to love God? So A.M., the recorder of the gospel, requested, Sri Ramakrishna asked this question, is it possible, sir, how to fix mind in God? How to develop that devotion, which is the actually secret to have God vision, to go beyond this suffering, to realize the goal of life. How is it possible? Our mind goes for anything and everything in this world, but never towards God. So Sri Ramakrishna gave wonderful some instructions that this is classic for all ages, Hindu, Muslim, Buddha, Christian, Jain, Parsi, Europe, America, India, Africa, men, women, rich, wealthy people, prince, pauper, anybody, if he or she likes really to progress in spiritual life and get joy and achieve the goal of life, reach the goal of life, then they have to follow that. Sri Ramakrishna's, these words are universal. I will quote from Bhagavata also, and no doubt this is there. Narada himself is telling what Narada is also one of the greatest of acharyas of devotion. So all these opinions are there. What is that real devotion, bhakti, and how it expresses, how we can get it, and what actually the real devotion. So there are so many confusions. So there will be no confusion. Love of God is the main thing, and that love comes through different ways. There are so many things are there in our life. If we can observe that, follow that, practice that, our devotion, love for God will deepen, will be intense more and more. And gradually we will find that the God which we could not think of love earlier, now we cannot live without God. We have fallen, unknowingly fallen in love with God. If we could practice, Ramchandraji I will quote a little bit from the Ramayana also. Ramchandraji also was telling Ma Shavari, and listening to Ramchandra's words, Mother Shavari got illumination. Another story is there in the Bhagavata. Son was Kapila Devahuti Sangvada, the dialogue between Kapil Muni, who is the founder of our this Sankha philosophy, that Kapil, he was giving these instructions, talking to his mother Devahuti, who was requesting, my son, I know God himself is born as my son, child, I offer my pranams to you, now you liberate me, see how I can. So this story is there in the Bhagavad. All these things are associated with, related with this devotion and different definitions of devotion. So we find that different rishis munis are telling, and Atmarati avirodheno iti Shandilya. Shandilya Muni also is telling that according to Shandilya, bhakti is devotion to God as oneself. God is in everyone, feeling the presence of God, considering, and renouncing everything prejudicial to the path of devotion. Says Shandilya has a set of bhakti aphorisms to his credit. Shandilya Muni also has Narada Bhakti Sutra you are reading, Shandilya also has Shandilya Sutra on devotion. He is also another Acharya. And Shandilya says that attachment or love for the self is what is called bhakti. God is our self, and God is the self of everyone. And anything that will create a hindrance, detrimental for this understanding to reach that goal, I will avoid. I will not, my mind. Devotees, a real devotee will be thinking the presence of God in his heart of hearts and in everywhere. And anything that distracts his or her mind, he or she will renounce that, denounce that, will not be attracted to that, will give up. Shandilya says, Bhakti is devotion to God as oneself and renouncing everything prejudicial to the path of devotion. God is the self of all. Therefore, love of the self or love of God is what is devotion. This is a very simple statement. That is, our love of God will show through our conduct. What that conduct is, such that when that conduct is such that nothing is done by us which is opposed to the acquisition of that love, then we are being true lovers of God. Real devotion will be done in our mind. We can claim that, yes, I am a bhakta, devotion is there in my mind. When our mind will go to God and God alone, and will denounce and give up other attractions which disturbs our mind, deviates our mind from God. So what is the difference between this aphorism and the previous one? Previous one is attachment towards the means. Here it is a negative way. It is mentioned that our attachment to things which are not hostile to or detrimental to our attachment to God is bhakti. This is a negative statement. Whichever will distract our mind, we will not follow that. Our mind will remain always in God and God alone, not in those things which will be creating a distraction, will take our mind deviated from the path. Narada is now telling. Naradastu tadorpita akhila acharata tad vismarane paramo vyakulat iti. Narada, too, according to Narada, this tadorpita akhila acharata, everything is given. We have heard the opinion of others. Now Narada is adding that they say this. Now he is adding that according to me, I am also adding to this. What is his opinion? Everything to be. Narada feels that devotion is surrender of all activities to God and extreme anguish if he is forgotten. 24 hours the mind has to be kept in God and God alone. We will never find that, yes, I was forgetful of God. At that time I did not think of God, I was not remembering God. We will do everything, but there will be not a single moment that God is forgotten. God was not in our mind. So, according to Narada, this tad orpita akhilo acharata. Devotion is surrender of all activities. The whole day we are doing something or other, this or that. All activities have to be offered, surrendered to God. And tad vismarane, if I forget, if he is forgotten, paramo, extreme, vyakulata, anguish, iti mannate. This is considered as devotion, that I will surrender all my activities to the feet of God, and also I shall never feel that I am forgetful of God. And even if it happens, because our mind is like that, sometimes it is in very positive, sometimes it is negative, sometimes it is a little lowered down, sometimes it is very optimistic and very pure, sometimes it may think something not good. If it happens, then immediately extreme anguish will be felt in the mind. So, this is Narada is telling. In the Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, nimitta matrang bhava sabba sachin. You don't think that you are the doer. Don't claim for anything in this battle of Kurukshetra. What is going on? You will kill or they will kill. Nobody is killing anybody. Everything is the instrument in my hand. I am that. I am not this Krishna. Krishna is appeared that ultimate reality in the form of Krishna. Don't think that ultimate reality is this Krishna only. Krishna is one manifestation. There is an ocean of this Satchidananda Sagara, this ultimate reality. If it can be compared with the ocean, one after another there are waves coming. One wave is Krishna, another wave is Rama, another wave is Chaitanya, another wave is Buddha, another wave is Jesus Christ, another wave is Ramakrishna, another wave is like that. And there are small things are also there, so many saints. But everything is coming from that ocean. Ocean is the main substratum. So, whatever big the wave may be, wave should not have that false pride, ego, this conceit that I am that. No, you are just a little bit having your origin in the ocean. Ocean is the actual reality. All other things are coming and again you are no more. Another wave is coming. So, this real devotee will be surrendering everything. Krishna, nimitta matrang bhavasabha sachin. Don't try to pose that you are the doer, or you are killing, there will be papa, sin. No, it is not that. Neither merit nor papa, sin is there. You remain detached. Everything I am doing, I am means not this Krishna, I am that ultimate reality, appearing as it were, I am doing. So you become, in my hands, nimitta matram, just an instrument. The car cannot go anywhere. Driver drives. Sri Ramakrishna's one very favorite song was there, that a very popular song and devotees, that Ami Jantro, Tumi Jantri. I am this machine, you are the machine man. So whatever way you behave, you ask me to, I do. I am under you. You are actually the doer. So very, very beautiful. This mother song is there. It was one of the favorites of Sri Ramakrishna. Don't claim that I am the doer, I am the master. No. You are the instrument in the hands of the master. So this is Narada is telling that surrender everything, all activities to God. And if you feel that, oh God, I have been forgetful of God for any moment, then one should feel, a devotee should feel extreme anguish. Jesus Christ, there is a story when he was being crucified. It was so painful. Just when I say, I just tell this story, I myself control my emotions. It is very difficult to, this hanging on the cross and so much pain. They have nailed. And now Jesus just for 1 second thought in his mind, oh my Father in heaven, what wrong have I done that I am to suffer all these things? I have not done anything wrong. You know, still this kind of, just thought that God is not looking after him. God is not with him. He is separate from God. Just one moment it came in his mind. Immediately he found that he felt that there was no pain. And immediately he started shedding tears. Oh, my Father in heaven, oh, I am so sorry that I have doubted your presence in my heart. I know that you are always holding me. We do not see God, and we think God is not there, God is not taking care, I am suffering. When something good I am enjoying, oh, God is good. If anything wrong, no. So about suffering, Holy Mother Sharada Devi said, my child, don't think that there will not be suffering. And really, those who are devotees, they consider this kind of a little bit of suffering, and whatever, even if it is so extreme, painful, suffering is suffering. They consider that it is Vidhatar Bhagavanir Dayar Dan. It is the boon out of God's blessings, grace, mercy, out of compassion. God has made me pass through this trials and tribulations so that I can be purified. God is very near. I am suffering means I am very near, I am getting nearer, closer to God. Real devotees think in that way. They don't think I am suffering, I am... So it happens in our life, but real devotees immediately will feel, oh, I have been forgetful of God. No, I should not be like that. So this Sutra of Narada, here Narada says that all our conduct, all our activities are to be dedicated to God. This is what bhakti is, dedication of all our activities to God. And another point is also mentioned, supreme discontent when we forget him. These two aspects are included in the definition by Narada. First one is that all our activities are to be dedicated to the feet of God. That is, whatever we do should be by way of service to God. Swamiji has given, this is Karma Yoga. Do something good for others. Why you are bothering for your mukti, mukti, mukti? How many millions of lives you have been suffering, you did not care for mukti? Do some good works for the good of others. You alone will have mukti, others will not have liberation. You alone, are you so selfish? He has learnt it from his Guru Sri Ramakrishna. When he wanted to remain, Swami Vivekananda, in Samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna said, "Oh my child, my Naren, you are not that low, you are not that little, narrow-minded. No. You should not live for yourself only. You will be like a big banyan tree. Under your shade, so many suffering people burning, everyone will come under the shade of you and they will have a little joy and bliss here. Everyone is burning. You are thinking of your mukti, higher than that mukti, samadhi is there. So it's the same thing Swami Vivekananda also uttered. Do something for others. If you want to smile yourself, bring smiles to other faces. If you want to be happy, make others happy. That is the secret. We want that at the cost of everyone. Let everyone suffer. Let everyone remain under bondage. I will alone get liberation. I will alone enjoy the bliss, the joy, the peace, everything. That is I, me, mine. With that small I, small ego and me and mine, you cannot enjoy the presence of that big one, vast one, infinite one, with this limited, finite understanding and narrowness. If you want to enjoy the presence of infinity, you have to make your heart and mind infinite. With the small, limited heart and mind, the joy of infinity will not come, everlasting. So, these are there. Sri Ramakrishna said to Swami Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda also, that is why, yes, serve people, but don't serve as human beings. Serve people as God, and nothing less than God. I worship that God whom you call man by mistake. They are not men and women. They are not patients. They are God, Rogi Narayan. They are this poor Narayan, this underprivileged Narayana. Narayana means God. Think in that way and have that attitude. Mentally you will feel that, yes, presence of God within your own self. At the cost of others, all will suffer and I will enjoy the bliss of liberation and joy, everything that is blissful, joyful, peaceful. That is it is making a castle in the air. It is not that. If you really want to be happy, make others happy. Sister Nivedita once asked her guru, Swami Vivekananda, what is your mission in life? He said, my mission is to preach unto everyone the divinity within. And unless and until they know that this world is one with God, know your divinity, spread your divinity, reflect your divinity, manifest your divinity, that is the way to become divine, to become joyful, blissful. So, this Narada is telling that completely surrender to the will of God, whatever come, what may. It's in Swami Vivekananda's song of the Sannyasin, the Swamiji is telling, don't bother for anything. What? It's coming, whatever you have got, be happy. With that. So even our ordinary activities are to be dedicated to God. Everything has to be offered to God. The second one is, it is not enough to say that we are dedicating all our activities. So there is a question. If we forget Him, we shall feel extreme agony, the mental agony, because the goal of life is to remember God, to remain in God and with God. God in me and I am in God. I will never be forgetful of God. I will never be forgetful of my aim in life. Because there will be so much attraction, deviation, trying to drag my mind from the aim. It will be so that I cannot reach my aim, I cannot reach the goal. If such thing happens, immediately the real devotee must feel, oh, another moment I have lost. This description is there in the Bhagavata. Bhagavata, intense suffering, that example is there in the lives of the gopis. Gopis are the milk women in the Vrindavan. Mathura and Vrindavan. Mathura was the birthplace of Sri Krishna, and Vrindavan just a couple of miles away, where Srimati Radha and other gopis, this milk women, used to live. So they loved Sri Krishna, God, so much that they were always thinking when Sri Krishna will go in this way to the river. And Sri Krishna also will go with the cows and the cattle to the grazing field, and here and there to the jungle, to the forest. So they will be waiting when Sri Krishna goes so that I can see Sri Krishna. That is akarshan. Akarshayati iti Krishna. It attracts, pulls the minds of the devotees. When Sri Ramakrishna was a small baby, Gadadhar, people would come to the Ma Chandramuni's house, to his mother's house, and where is the baby, where is the baby? There is a divine attraction that is there in the case of God. So, the gopis, in the stories are there in the Bhagavata, that they will be waiting. And if one day Sri Krishna, they have missed Sri Krishna, could not see when Sri Krishna left, because they are also housewives doing their duty. Sri Krishna is not telling, hey, I am leaving, those who want to see me come on my way and have a glance of me. It is not that. He also used to play with the devotees, always trying to hide and see how much love they have for me. Sri Krishna was testing in this way. That is the Vrindavan Leela, always playing with the devotees. And devotees, the day they did not find, they were waiting when Sri Krishna will come back again. And when Sri Krishna is coming back, they are all with these eyes wide open, seeing. Now, sometimes it happens that we cannot keep the eyes open completely. There are we close the eyes sometimes. So it happens, they feel that Creator who created, if the eyes are closed sometime, they feel that, oh God, why this winking must come in the way? Oh, 1 second, one fraction of second when I closed my eyes, because eyes are like that. 24 hours we cannot keep it wide open. Winking is there. We close our eyes and again we open. Gopis will not allow. Their love for God is so much, so intense, Bhakulata, intense love, that whenever there was winking, they would complain to God, oh God, what is this? You have created our eyes, it is God, you should not be that rude to us, that cruel to us. Why? Even 1 second, fraction of second, they don't like to miss the vision of Sri Krishna. Love for God is so intense. So these are there in the Gopis' life. Another saying is there in the Bhakti Shastras that Meghachanna dinam na durdinam mannate, jad dinam na harikatha shravanam, tad dinam durdinam mannate. Don't consider a day, cloudy day, a rainy day, a stormy day. Oh, today is very perilous day, very bad day, it is not good. No, it happens. There will be rain, there will be storm, there will be cloudy days. It is not that always there will be sunshine. It is not that. It will happen. Those days are really not bad days. Then which days are bad days? Jad dinam na harikatha shravanam. The days when you forget God and you don't listen to God's exploits, the stories about God. You don't take God's name. You don't do japa meditation. You are forgetful of God. The days, the time when you do not have the chance to think of God, meditate on God, listening to the stories of God's divine exploits, or talking of God, those are the times, those are the days which are bad days in our life. When we think of God, this is all good days. When we are forgetful of God, those are actually bad time in our life. Not losing some money or some physical comfort or this or that. Oh, my previous home was so nice and that car was so very comfortable. These are not actually related to the mind of devotee. Devotee is happy if I can think of God, what I am eating, where I am sleeping, what I am getting, I am not bothered for that. My joy is that yes, God is here, I am thinking of God. And I could do some work in the name of God, seeing God in others. Doing activities, if you do not get, if you think it is a burden, you cannot become a karma yogi. It cannot be the karma yoga which will purify our mind. And when, I will read out from Bhagavata, there is the devotee, Kapil devotee, that by doing good karmas, mind will be purified, mother. Then in that mind you will see the vision of that God, ultimate reality, supreme devotion, supreme knowledge, you will come to know. So God is in everything, in everywhere. So these two things are mentioned. We have to surrender whatever we are doing in our life, and in that sometimes there will be pain and sometimes there will be joy also. It will be there. If we are remembering God, our activities will be perfect. Our mind will be full of joy. And when we are forgetful, we will not be able to do our activities, our duties properly, and it will be joyless. So, in the spiritual life, in the devotee's life, it happens. This extreme suffering in the absence of God, agony in the mind. Sri Ramakrishna, when he was doing sadhana in Dakshineshwar, inside so much burning that the smoke like that thing, vapor was going out. And some people gave this very soft mud of the Ganges, that this Ganges mud is very pure, and when you have this feeling, this bereavement, where is my mother, where is Sri Krishna, where is Rama, where is Sita, where is Hanumana, because Sri Ramakrishna was doing sadhana of different gods and goddesses. So mood after mood it's coming, and body was burning when he could not say, oh Ma, oh Sri Krishna, oh Ramchandra, oh Hanuman, oh Ma Sita, everything. So it was burning when he was posing himself as the divine consort, as the Radha. Where is Krishna? He was feeling that I am Radha. He used to dress himself with the Ma Radha's dress, women's dress, and always thinking that he is waiting. He was waiting for Sri Krishna's vision. So this body was so burning, and this Ganges mud, there is a thick layer inside, so much burning, suffering, that it became dried up and falling from the body. And through that, smoke was coming, vapor was coming. Can you imagine? It happened in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. It is not that you are too dependent, believe in the scriptures only. That things still happen. And we will find that Narada is telling, don't think I am talking some nonsense, it doesn't happen. It is there, yatha gopikanam, as we find it in the lives of the gopis, Radha, Lalita, Vishakha, so many are there. They are suffering in that way. So it is not that I am telling all these stories, it is something imagination. It is not that. It was found, it happened. It occurred in the life of, took place in the lives of the gopis. So, Jatha Braja Gopikanam, I will come, later on it will come. So, this wonderful presentation, thinking of Narada, that if really, if you love God, it happens that you cannot become forgetful of God. There is a story in the Bhagavata, Pampa lake, big lake, Pampa Sarovar, big lake, Pampa. One crow was crying, so thirsty, it was dying almost. So it was on the tree sitting there. Now it is coming, flying to the shore of the Pampa lake. It will go to take water, and it is a devotee, always taking name, Bhagavan's name it is always taking. Now when it is coming to the lake, it cannot drink the water. Why? Then I cannot take the name of God, because it is doing japam, and its joy is so much that it is dying out of thirst. Completely is dried up. When we find sometimes that a drop of water gives us, as it were, we get our lives back. So it was dying, going to the water, but not drinking. Why? Because it is taking God's name. So these stories are there, that when we will be really devotees, our mind will be such intensely, grossly engrossed in the thought of God and name of God, that even for a moment, for our personal enjoyment, for the maintenance of the body, even food will water, life-giving, this drink, now hesitating, cannot take. No, not getting that joy, because I have to stop. So it happens in the life of the devotees. So Narada is telling that not only two things, you have to submit everything we do. We cannot submit anything good we do. Oh, today's reading was very nice, your singing was very nice, you did the puja so nice, you drove the car so nice, oh, you are happy. Oh, you prepared the food so nice. Immediately we attach, I have done, we want to enjoy that. No, surrender everything. No thinking of this doership. Everything, no, don't praise. And Master, anybody can do it. If Swami Vivekananda is telling, don't I know the greatness of Sri Ramakrishna? Sri Ramakrishna could get his works done by creating millions of Vivekananda from the dust of the road. It is my golden, blessed privilege that he has chosen me as his instrument and getting things done by me. It is not my claiming anything. It is Sri Ramakrishna's greatness. It is not me and mine. Sri Ramakrishna could have done this through anybody else. Not this Narendranath, not this Vivekananda. But through his compassion, out of his mercy and compassion, he has chosen me and getting things done through this body. So I am not responsible for that. And if I have not done anything good, it is me and mine. If anything good I have done, it is my he and it is his. Sri Ramakrishna, 3 times he was telling. So see how much surrender. Girish Chandra Ghosh, Sri Ramakrishna said, oh, you cannot do japa meditation morning, evening. All right, I will initiate you, I will give you the mantra. You don't need to do. I will do everything for you, but you give me the trusteeship. Surrender everything to me. Girish Ghosh now cannot. His small child has passed away. He cannot weep, cry. What is my relation with my child? I have given everything. What is my me and I? Who will weep? Who will cry? I have given everything to the feet of Sri Ramakrishna. How can I say, I am crying my son? I am so feeling bereaved. I am so shattered. My mind is broken. What is my mind? I have given, submitted my ego to the feet of Sri Ramakrishna because he has taken my responsibility. How can I weep now? How can I cry? See, he's telling. This kind of change, transformation of the mind, it comes. So, that is what Narada is telling, that Naradastu tadarupita akhila acharata tadvismarane paramo vyakulata iti. So Narada's opinion is this. And about this devotion, what it happens in the minds of the devotees, how can one go forward? This acharyas, what they said this real devotion is real devotion, lakshan. The characteristics of devotion are being stated. Vyasa says bhakti means attraction to worship. Then Garga says attraction for stories of God's play. And then Shandilya says this bhakti is devotion to God as one's own self, and as the self of everyone, everywhere, renouncing everything that is against this feeling. And Narada is telling, give up everything and take the name of God, and the moment you forget God, feel extreme anguish. What Sri Ramakrishna says? Sri Ramakrishna says, as the answer to the question of M was arguing with Sri Ramakrishna, and now his ego has gone. M is telling, this is M's first argument with Master and happily his last. Now devotion is dawned, his mind. Devotion makes our mind humble, humility is there, no arrogance, no one after another you say something, I countered that. No, when devotion is there, I listen to you, I understand, no, something higher, I am to learn from you, you are telling something higher. I should not unnecessarily disturb you and show that how much I know. It is not that. I am now disciple, now student. I have to learn. I have to allow you what good things are coming. So he is telling, happily his argument was last, and then he was asking, now humbly. He is using the word, till now he has not used, he was talking humbly. Now he is telling, M, recorder of the gospel, this Mahendranath Gupta, humbly he was asking the master, sir, yes sir, how sir, no, till now no sir was there. Now how sir, yes sir, humility, respect to Sri Ramakrishna, because his mind has been transformed through the dialogues, conversation with Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna's talks and Sri Ramakrishna's blessings made his mind transformed and made him a devotee. Now he is humbly asking, yes sir, how sir, may we fix our minds on God? And Sri Ramakrishna was asking, repeat God's name. You see what these acharyas have said? All the acharyas, what they have said, Sri Ramakrishna has given in. They have written books, this, that, Narada Bhakti Sutra, Shandilya Sutra, that Sutra, Vyasa, Sri Ramakrishna, within a few words, a few sentences, not even, he is telling, repeat God's name and sing His glories and keep holy company, and now and then visit God's devotees and holy men. The mind cannot dwell on God if it is immersed day and night in worldliness, in worldly duties and responsibilities. It is most necessary to go into solitude now and then and think of God. To fix the mind on God is very difficult in the beginning, unless one practices meditation in solitude. When a tree is young, it should be fenced all around, otherwise it may be destroyed by cattle. Then he says, to meditate, you should withdraw within yourself or retire to a secluded corner or to the forest, and you should always discriminate between the real and the unreal. God alone is real, the eternal substance. All else is unreal, that is impermanent. By discriminating thus, one should shake off impermanent objects from the mind. Do all your duties. Then he was asking, how ought we to live in the world? We are householders, we have our duties. You are talking, Sadhu Santos, no duty, they can follow your words. Is it possible for us, householders, so much duty? Husband, wife, son, children, mother, father, office, money, doing all these activities. Sri Ramakrishna says, do all your duties, but keep your mind on God. Live with all, with wife and children, father and mother, and serve them. Treat them as if they were very dear to you. But know in your heart of hearts that they do not belong to you. It is not easy in the beginning, but in the Gita, Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, it is not impossible. Avyasana tu kaunteo vairagyena cha griyate. It is not that. You cannot do it. Again, Amy was asking, sir, is it possible to see God? Sri Ramakrishna says, yes. Certainly, living in solitude now and then, repeating God's name and singing His glories and discriminating between real and unreal, these are the means to employ to see Him. Again, Amy is asking, under what condition does one see God? Sri Ramakrishna, cry to the Lord with an intensely yearning heart and you will certainly see Him. People shed a whole jug of tears for wife and children. They swim in tears for money. But who weeps for God? Cry to Him with a real cry. Then he was singing a song, Dak dekhi mon dakar moton, kemon shama thakte pare. Oh my mind, cry to your mother Shama with a real cry, oh my mind. And how can she hold herself from you? How can Shama, Mother Kali, stay away? How can your Mother Kali hold herself away? If you really intensely, with your earnestness, Bhakulata, what is there is that is Bhakulata. If you cry, if you pray, Jesus said, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Pray and your prayer will be answered. So, longing is like the rosy dawn. After the dawn, out comes the sun. Longing is followed by the vision of God. God reveals Himself to a devotee who feels drawn to Him by the combined force of all these three attractions. The attraction of the worldly possessions for the worldly man, the child's attraction for its mother, and the husband's attraction for the chaste wife. If one feels drawn to Him by the combined force of these three attractions, then through it one can attain Him. The point is to love God. That is the point. Even as the mother loves her child, the chaste wife her husband, and the worldly man his wealth. Add together these three forces of love, these three powers of attraction, and give it all to God, then you will certainly see Him. Pray to Him, repeat all this. Sri Ramakrishna, just in a few sentences, giving the gist of the whole of the Bhakti Shastras, which all the acharyas have one after another through so many aphorisms and so many sutras, so many slokas, trying to make our mind bring. And then Sri Ramakrishna is giving the gist in one go, just within a few sentences. Ramchandraji is telling Ma Shabari, who became immediately liberated. Shabari was born in a very so-called low caste, the hunter's family, those who used to live in the jungle. And as a small girl, she came to the, the hermitage, this cottage of her guru. And guru, she did all the seva to the guru and all others, those who are doing the spiritual life, spiritual austerities. She is coming from a very so-called low family background, not educated, not doing any other tapasya, so-called reading Veda, Upanishad, Bible, others are doing. She is only serving and serving her guru. And when guru was telling that I will give up my body, then his spiritual daughter, the Shabari Ma, also was telling, then Gurudev, you are living, what is my life? I also want to be liberated as you are getting, well, this is not, Ramchandra will come, it is not your time, it is my time to go back. give up this physical body and be free, and you will come, you will follow me, wait for Ramchandra. Oh God, that lady was waiting and waiting. Every day she was plucking flowers and spreading on the ground so that Ramchandra can walk on the soft flowers, not on the rocks and other pricky things lying on the ground, and plucking every day ripe, matured, ripe, sweet fruits to offer to Ramchandra. And at last, when she was old, Ramchandra came, Lakshmana came, and she was feeding them with whatever she had. And Ramchandra was telling, my mother, now I tell you, you have done wonderful devoted service, holy company. These are 9 steps of devotion. It is called Navodha Bhakti, devotion. 9 phases. What are these? I am giving you. Holy company, Ramchandra ji. I have just said what Sri Ramakrishna said. Now Ramchandra ji is telling to his one of the most closest devotees, Saburi. Holy company, fondness, number 1. Second, fondness to listen to the glories of the Lord. You see? Just compare what others are telling. That is why Sri Ramakrishna said, Sob shealer ekra. All the jackals cry, sound the same way. Their sound is not different. Lion here and lion in India and lion in Australia, all lions will roar in the same way. All the jackals, they make the sound in the same way. So, second is fondness to listen to the glories of the Lord. Third, humble service to Guru and holy people. 4, singing the Lord's praises without selfish motive. 5th, repeating Lord's name with faith, japam. 6, practice of self-control and engaged in welfare activities. Sri Ramakrishna was telling, control your senses, think this is unreal. Don't allow the mind to go that way. What is real is that ultimate reality, God. So put your mind, attach your mind to the God and detach for other things. So control your senses, practice self-control and engaged in welfare activities. 7, seeing the whole world as a manifestation of the Lord Himself. He is telling, Shandilya was telling, Bhakti is devotion to the God's own self, seeing the self everywhere. Say. And Sri Ramakrishna also said that. Then seeing the whole world as the manifestation of the Lord Himself. 8, contentment with whatever is God, no fault finding. And 9, the last one is straightforwardness, cheerfulness, having implicit faith in God, complete surrender. Be happy in any situation, whether in heaven or in hell. Even if I am in hell, burning all around, but my mind is in God, what is wrong there? And even if I am in heaven and forgetful of my God, then what is the joy there in the heaven? That heaven is like hellish. It is hellish. It cannot be heaven. And even if it is hellish place, situation, environment, but my mind is in my Ishta Devata, in my God and God alone, then what is wrong in that? So this is Ramchandraji's teachings. And in the Bhagavata, he is giving this Kapila Devahiti Sangvad a little bit, and I finish. Wonderful message through the Bhagavata. This, he was telling his mother, Kapila. Kapila was telling, mother was asking, that, O destroyer of the roots of worldliness, teach me the knowledge of the source of everything. I salute you. Mother is praying Devotee to her son. And here also, her husband, when he was a Rishi, Muni, he said, I am leaving my body, you will be liberated when God will be born in your womb, as your son will come and your son will instruct you. Then you will be liberated, not now. I am going now. So this mother Devahiti was waiting to be instructed by the son, Kapila. Kapila is listening to his mother's prayers. Kapila was so happy. He said, "Oh, mother, for those who wish to be liberated from the clutches of worldliness, the way is to concentrate their minds on God. When the mind becomes concentrated on God, the individual soul overcomes the dualities of happiness and misery, and attains supreme good." When the mind is pure and it is given fixed in God, all suffering dualities will go. Then he is continuing, "It is the view of the wise men that the mind indeed is the cause of both the bondage and liberation of embodied beings." Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother also said, "Mani baddho, mani mukta." You are bound in mind and you are bound in, liberated also in mind. If you think I am liberated, you are liberated. If you think, oh no, I am this body, oh pain, this, that, then you are bound. Bondage in your mind. If mind is purified, we find that we are not this body. There is no connection. These are all unreal, changing. We are not. I am not this body, I am not this. Shankaracharya is that. I am not this nose, I am not this ears, I am not this, I am not this, I do not have father, I do not have, I am nobody's disciple, I am nobody's guru, I am not this, then what I am? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shiva, I am that. So here this E also, the devotee is being instructed, spiritual instructions being given by her son, Kapil Muni, in the view of the wise men, mother, the cause of both bondage and liberation is mind, embodied beings. If the mind is attached to why I cannot change? Attached to the gunas, this sattva, raja, tamo, of Prakriti and their products, it leads to bondage. But when the same mind begins to feel delight and attraction for Lord, it leads to liberation. Mind is the sole source of bondage and liberation. When the mind gets attracted to the world, the living being gets bound. When it becomes devoted to God, there is liberation. There are 6 enemies of the living being: lust, anger, greed, infatuation, arrogance, and jealousy. These evil tendencies paint the mind with the color called me and mine, and thus the mind becomes polluted. Later, through devotion, knowledge, and renunciation, when the mind is cleansed of me and mine, that false ego, the pure mind will have the vision of the one, infinite, luminous being. Then the individual understands that the self is ever free, ever present, beyond sorrow and happiness, and full of bliss. He or she understands that there is no difference at all between him or her and the other beings of the world, that there is only the Atman. Then the person is not affected in any way by the false world. O Mother, there is no other way easier than the adoration of the Lord's lotus feet and having devotion to Him in order to attain the knowledge of Brahman. Through devotion, the mind becomes pure. Knowledge of God arises and Prakriti is conquered. There is no other path better than devotion. The cause of an individual's bondage is the extreme infatuation for worldly objects. The same infatuation, if superimposed on holy persons and other devotees, will open the doors to liberation. The means of attaining devotion is company of holy people. The characteristics of holy people are here. Now he says who are holy people, who are sadhu santos, that your mind will be purified, giving all those things. But the main thing is that Sri Ramakrishna also said in this Kali Yuga, this bhakti, devotion, for ordinary people who are always thinking that this body is I am this body, I am busy, and these physical needs are there. They should always pray to God, and through purified mind by taking God's name, following all these things. Any of one of this path will make one liberated. Will have the supreme knowledge, Brahmana, knowledge of Brahman, and supreme devotion. Let us continue with this aphorisms of Narada during our next class. We stop here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Is there any question?
Is asking for bhakti and help during troubles and suffering in worldly life considered hypocrisy? Is it hypocrisy?
Slowly.
Is it hypocrisy to ask for both bhakti and help when encountering troubles and experiencing suffering in worldly life?
No, it is really not that. For householders, those who have so many responsibilities and duties, if I am a householder and my mother is in the hospital and in the deathbed, doctor has said we have done our deed, now God can save. Cannot I pray, oh my God, save my mother's life? If there is an accident, cannot I? There is nothing wrong. But there is no end of this lust, greed, anger, jealousy, all these things has to be controlled. These are minimum things, but God has given me. I was asking, I am poor, suppose. I prayed to God. God has given me so that minimum I can maintain my body. Now again complain, no, why he or she is richer than me, more wealthy. Oh God, always this for worldly things praying. That is not good. Which are not in our hand, but we need for our maintenance of the body. In the beginning we can, gradually we will pray, oh my Master, oh God, whatever is good for my mother, you do that. Whatever is good for me, this body should live or it should fall, you know. Whatever is good, you do. Gradually it will come. But at the same time, I will pray for others also. Sarve sukhino santu, sarve santu niramaya. Give me bhakti, make everyone happy. It is not that I will also have all rasgullas and all royal dishes and others will starve. It is not that. So, it is not a hypocrisy if for some real need we pray to God. For my mother, if I am a father, I have the right to pray for the good of my children, for the family, because everyone depends on me. So in the beginning it is enough. When completely I am absorbed in God, like Chaitanya Dev, like Ramakrishna, then these things will not happen in my mind. And God will take care. When Narada could not ask for anything to the Divine Mother Kali, Sri Ramakrishna said, I understand, you will not be able to ask anything worldly. You have asked for bhakti thou, gyan thou, liberation, knowledge, devotion, renunciation, detachment. I understand. You cannot ask anything worldly, but your mother's arrangement, this normal square meal will be there. Next.
Sri Ramakrishna asks us to be dependent on God, but Swamiji asks us to remember that we are Amritasa Putra and to repeat Shivoham Shivoham even if we're being taken away by a tiger. Why the apparent contradiction?
It is not at all contradiction. Contradiction is the mind of the questioner. Sri Ramakrishna said, that is also true, Swamiji also said, so long you are doing everything for your body, why don't you take the responsibility of doing good to others also? So far, your body consciousness is there. When is this, your devotion is ripe, then you follow this Sri Ramakrishna. Say, yes, I have tried, I have failed. There is a song, Pakhi tui thik boshe thak, Sri Ramakrishna Mastule. The bird, it was at night, it nested on the top of the mast of a ship. At night it was sleeping and the ship left the harbor, and when in the daytime morning the bird got up, it found that all around is water and water. Then it was trying right side, left side, north, east, west, south, everywhere. Nowhere there is shore, no tree, no other place to sit on. And coming back to the mast and sitting, taking rest, again going to find out which side there is harbor, there is a habitation and trees and ground is there. Finally, when it found that nothing is there, then it rested there on the mast and complete surrender. Whatever will come, because I cannot. So Sri Ramakrishna said, when so long you are eating, why don't you give a little bit to? Swamiji is telling you have all power, everything. In the beginning, in the Gita, Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, Klabhang masma gamak parthanoi tattva paddhati shudrang hridaya darballang taktattishta paranto. You fool, you are a hero. You are behaving like a coward. Get up, stand up, shake off your this delusion and weakness, cowardice. You are a hero. Stand up and fight. You are born to win. You are a hero. At the end he is telling, I have given everything, all the knowledge, what I know for your liberation. If you cannot do anything, surrender everything. Manmana bhavo, majjaji, mang namaskuru, you offer everything. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam brajahum tva sarva pape bhumi. I will free you from all sins. No sin will touch you. You surrender first everything to me. That is in the last 18th chapter. But in the second chapter, Arjuna, stand up, fight. Because you have body consciousness, you have the feeling, I have my wife, I have my mother, you have the ego, that wrongfully they have taken away our capital. So you do. So long you have that ego. And when you find that, no, I have tried, my power and energy is not enough. So, and whatever I am doing, it is coming from the God. And so I surrender to God, like the bird on the mast. Because all around water, it cannot go anywhere other than the mast. So, Sri Ramakrishna is right that pray to God, pray to God, pray to God. Purify your mind. Give up your ego, because you cannot do anything more. You have tried. Now you surrender to God. And Narendranath Swami Vivekananda is telling young people, are you old? You have the everything. Oh, if the bell is ringing, I go to the dining room. Then, those who do not go anywhere, they know, God will do anything for them. Know where you are to do. I am not attached to anything. I am not doing anything. So long you have body consciousness, you take the responsibility. Take all the responsibilities on your own shoulders, Swami Vivekananda. Don't blame others. You are the creator of your fortune, of your fate. If I am a student, I have to read. I have become first in this class this year. Why not? Next also. So you have the capability, you know, and you take the pride also. I am first in the class. Then you do. When you do not, cannot, God, I have done. Whatever medha, intelligence you have given, time, I have utilized. I have tried my level best. Now you save me. Whatever. That time surrender will come. So Sri Ramakrishna also correct. Swami Vivekananda also correct. Laziness should not be there. You will be doing everything for your worldly enjoyment and achievement. Only spiritual life you will say, oh God, see me. No. Then how can you enjoy yourself for the worldly things? Who has given up all worldly things? They can say, God, I do not know world, I do not know anything. Sri Ramakrishna is praying, oh my mother, in this world nobody is mine, I can call my own. You are my own, Ma. I do not have austerities, I do not have knowledge, I do not have devotion. Ma, you save me, you save me. You. Sri Ramakrishna is praying that. Because Sri Ramakrishna is like a small baby, small child. He cannot take anything, he cannot take care of himself. But so long we are taking all care, worldly things, enjoying, only if you take God's name, donate something good, some good work for others. Oh, if God wishes. I am visiting all the countries. Some devotees are there, hey, visit the center. Yes, Maharaj, want to come if Mother wishes, if Thakur brings me, as if when he goes to the beach and here and there, all the good foods and all the places of the world, then God tells, I am in that beach, I am in that Mexican beach, I am in their African beach, I am in that country, come. Then God is not necessary. When come to the shrine again, yes, everything is He. So this is hypocrisy. So anything? So you can close off that.